Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV, starting 11 prediction time. The fixtures coming thick and fast right now. We head to Turf Moor Wednesday, 7:45 kickoff. Yep, Burnley to face a bit of dice ball. How are the mighty Reds going to line up? I am sitting in here, standing in here for Mr. Chris Page. After today, he has picked this team. This is his team. It is the first time I'm seeing it. And I reckon in goal is going to be Alisson Becker. Nailed it, 1 for 1. Obviously, barring injury or severe illness, Alisson is going to start every game of football for Liverpool, hopefully forever and ever and ever, because he's genuinely magnificent, both in looks and in his actions on the pitch as well. Soak in those stats. You don't even need to see the stats, you just need to see his performances on the pitch. Different kind of test for him again, but one that he should be more than capable of standing up to. Okay, we move on then to right back. This is where the big questions are starting to lie, I think, for the team, because yeah. Alexander-Arnold, thanks Tom. Because I hypothesise that this might be a game for someone like a Nathaniel Klein, because it's a good opportunity. I think this is as good a staging point as any, with Napoli and Man United on the horizon next week. Klein's not played very much. I mean, he played one game of football for us. Chris is going with Trent Alexander-Arnold, though. It is a best foot forward kind of situation. Now it makes you wonder what he's going to go with the centre-back options. And his thoughts, therefore, are Dejan, mad haircut Lovren. Never ceases to amuse me, that photograph. Yeah, I actually perfectly agree with this one. I think they're a side built around target men. And Dejan Lovren is the man for target men. They're going to look to play aerial balls in, and that's something that he's very good at dealing with. I think if they were looking to get him in behind us with pace and what have you, I think Gomez is the more, or at least in potential, the more complete centre-half. I think that kind of goes without saying, but no, I would go with that. And I suspect Dejan Lovren will be partnered by Virgil van Dijk, of course, because, again, exactly like Alisson, if this guy is fit and he's not sick in any way, shape or form, he plays every game that he's physically capable of playing for Liverpool, because he's the best centre-back in the league, and you could make a very strong case with each performance that he puts in that he's in that upper echelon of the best centre-backs in world football. So yes, Virgil van Dijk, nailed on, I would think, although maybe there's a case for someone like a Joel Matip to come into this one. I wouldn't personally prefer to see that, but Jurgen could go that way. So we'll move on to the left back, and this is going to be the biggie. Andy Robertson is a doubt for this game, and because even if he is a slight doubt, I think he falls into the category with Alisson and Virgil van Dijk, in that if he's fit and available, I would play Robbo in every game possible. But again, games are coming thick and fast. There is a real discrepancy and difference between the quality of Robbo and Moreno. I think Moreno is a more than capable understudy when you consider the depth Liverpool have had at left back over the years. He's probably one of our better backup left backs that we've ever had. Yeah. So yeah, I'm fine with him coming in for this. I think one of the two fullbacks will be rotated. If Robertson was fit, I probably would have put Klein in on the other side. But if Robertson's not 100%, I think it's important again that he is available, particularly for the weekend and moving forward. So no, decent opportunity to get Moreno some games. It will be only his second league appearance, but Tom? Oh yeah, only second league appearance for us this season, but that should be absolutely fine. We know his weaknesses, we know his strengths. I think he'll be targeted by Burnley if we put him in there, because again, they're a team that likes to go long. But Moreno, he's come up against big lads at the past. The teams have tried to exploit his height. His weakness isn't so much his height, it's whether he switches off, it's whether his positioning, and hopefully if he's got someone like Virgil van Dijk alongside him, just making sure he is where he needs to be, hopefully it won't be exploited. Right, we'll move on to the midfield then. Ooh, Fabinho, very, very interesting choice. There's a very realistic chance that Liverpool pull Fabinho out of this one and do a direct swap for Jordan Henderson. But, we'll see what Chris has gone with the rest of the midfield, of course. But for me, I think Fabinho, again, not in the Alisson, Virgil van Dijk bracket yet. We spent £40 million on this powerhouse of a centre midfielder. When he plays well, you can see what he brings and what new dimensions he adds to our team. It's the physicality, the front foot tackling, but also he's got a good range of passing and he's comfortable carrying the ball forward as well. This guy could be an absolute revelation and part of a revolution of the midfield. And again, for me personally, I think Chris is spot on. I'd like to see him, if he's capable of playing the next few games, I would play him in the next few games. So I will see now if we'll get an inkling of the formation. If Jordan Henderson's in here, we'll know what he's gone with. Oh, Jordan Henderson partnering Fabinho in a two-man midfield, perhaps. Interesting to see whether this is the case or not, because I think there's a lot of talk as to whether it's one or the other. Last season, we didn't see exclusively Emre Can or Henderson. We did at times see them rotated, but we also saw them in the same team. Henderson anchoring and Emre Can playing a more box-to-box. That could be a possibility if we play midfield three. Interesting to see what Chris has gone with next. Has he gone with the three-man midfield? Naby Keita? Potentially a three-man. Now, this could easily be a double pivot with Henderson and Fabinho anchoring, and you can play Keita more as a 10, which could make it, it's a pseudo 4-2-3-1 if you were to do that, depending on your striker, or you just go 4-3-3, and again, you flip the triangle and Keita's at the top of it, or again, similarly, you play Henderson the 6 and you have Fabinho moving, or Henderson playing more box-to-box, but I think I personally would like to see Jordan Henderson play the box-to-box more than Fabinho. I think if you go back and watch highlights of 13-14, all of our good performances, Jordan Henderson is playing that expansive box-to-box role, and he looked tremendous. I'm not sure whether physically he's still got it, but it's interesting. But Keita's going to have to get some games for us. He's going to have to get them soon. So for me, if he doesn't start this game, he is nailed on to start Bournemouth. But Chris has gone with that midfield. As it stands today, let's see what else he's done. We'll move on then. Yes, Xherdan Shaqiri, right wing. So Tom, are we calling this 4-2-3-1?
Let me just turn my mic on. There's two in midfield.
Okay.
And he's dropped Keita as a 10.
Okay.
But deeper.
Okay, interesting. Well, cool. We'll talk a bit about that in a second when we get the full layout. Xherdan Shaqiri, yeah, fine. Absolutely no problem with that, which means if we move on to the other side, Roberto Firmino on the left. Are you crazy, Pajak?
I thought this too.
You crazy? What are you doing? Roberto Firmino on the left. For me, no. Now, we know that Sadio Mane is a major doubt, and that will have contributed to the thinking somewhat. Jurgen Klopp spoke in his press conference that he's got a really bad cut on his foot. It's stitched up, and he said he's currently walking around in flip-flops, which is fine, but football's not played in flip-flops. So Mane is likely to miss this game, which means we're going to have to do a little bit of rejigging. Personally, you know what? I'll expand on this in a moment. Who have we got left in the team? Is it as simple an answer? It's not Mo Salah. He's gone for Daniel Sturridge up front. Controversial? I mean, not in terms of quality. Daniel Sturridge should be more than capable of getting his own way against the Burnley, but very, very unconventional lineup he's gone for there. And it's got shades of the Huddersfield thing to me, except that obviously we've not put Lallana in there, which, by the way, is a possibility. We saw Lallana used on the left away at Huddersfield. I don't think it was a great solution to the problem, and we don't know quite where Lallana's like in terms of fitness either. Of course, haven't had problems himself, but Daniel Sturridge should be fine. I'd be interested to know people watching whether you would go with something a little bit more mad. So let's have a look at how it lines up, and let's have a chat about what we think the formation is likely to be. Again, Chris Pajak has got it as a pseudo, I mean, call it 4-2-3-1, call it 4-3-3.
He explained it as a 4-2-3-1.
Okay.
He wanted Keita in the 10,
yeah,
but he wants him a bit deeper, which
I
mean, it could work.
This is basically 4-3-3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about Keita. The question is, and anyone who watched more of him in the Bundesliga, is Keita attacking enough to be a genuine number 10 for Liverpool? Because you're going to need to get up in and around Daniel Sturridge. Now, I like that. I like the idea of him linking up with Daniel Sturridge because they formed a really nice-looking partnership in pre-season, as did Sturridge and Shaqiri as well. It's Firmino once again being pushed out of position that I'm not overly keen on. he's not. I think he's been performing admirably in the 10. I think it's actually been underrated, the performances that he's been putting in. If you look at the metrics, that he's getting, he's doing a decent job. He's just not. He just doesn't look as good compared to what we've come to expect from Firmino. We're seeing more 15, 16 Firmino than we are seeing 17, 18. And I think he's even worse on the left-hand side. It posed the question, personally, if I was to have these guys on the pitch, I would be looking to put Keita on the left and keep Firmino in the 10. Because I think we're going to need Keita's pace. And I think Keita's done that. He has played more out wide, maybe not wing for RB Leipzig, but he definitely played on the side of a few of the games that I watched him last season. And Firmino, if we're getting him re-established in this 10 role, then to pull him out for a game doesn't make sense. Then you keep playing him in there, and he's going to get better and better and better. But I've got no problem. I think Daniel Sturridge needs pace around him. So look, Keita can do that from there. But I think, I'd like to see Keita and Shaqiri flanking Sturridge in that regard. Personally, the more I think about it, I think there's a strong shout for a Divock Origi, and maybe put Sturridge in as well. Why not? So maybe put Keita. Let's say put Keita on the right. If you're looking to rest Salah completely, by the way. Keita on the right, Shaqiri on the left. Do a bit of the 4-2-2-2 that we saw away from home a couple of times last season when we played Mane and Oxlade-Chamberlain more as wide midfielders in that kind of game. That could be a potential one. Because Daniel Sturridge and Divock Origi, when they play together, they score goals. I think Liverpool need to have as many plans, whether it's plans A, B and C or go up to whatever it takes to get across the line. At the minute, there's no formation that I think is absolutely perfect for all of the personnel that we've got. But, and that's the case, make a system that suits the personnel that you've got. If you're looking to get minutes back in the legs of Mo Salah so he's more rested, and even Firmino to some extent, then change the formation, use what you've got and use it to the best of your ability. Think of West Ham away a couple of seasons ago, Origi and Sturridge played in advanced positions. We had Lallana and Coutinho in behind them causing problems. You could see something like that. I don't know. Comments? Keep them coming in. Tom's got a few for us right now.
Got a few good ones, yeah. Charles Shaw says, why are we not giving Milner more of a chance?
I think we've given Milner loads of chances. This is, bear in mind, this is not the team that Klopp has picked. There's every chance James Milner comes back into this game because he's not been playing a lot of football lately. He's going to be the freshest, but equally, it is a very, very long season. And in these changing of formation things, I think we've seen Milner is very, very good in the 4-3-3. Where does he fit in the 4-2-3-1? That's the big question. Because you can, I think largely any of the two and most of the positions in the three, but does his lack of pace hamper? I think it's dependent on who else you put in that team. I don't want to see too many lads who aren't fast enough, and that's maybe where Milner's fallen down a little bit.
What about left back, Paul?
The left back,
for Milner?
No, I think we're done with that. I think Moreno's there. Moreno's the back. Whether we like Moreno or not, whether we think, whatever you think about Alberto Moreno, Klopp likes him and Klopp thinks he's a good option in backup. And again, it's that thing. It's just the pace. And he is quite gnarly when he needs to be. He doesn't mind the battle. He doesn't mind getting stuck in. And he's a good attacking fullback. You just got to look at I'd be interested to see where he ends up because obviously his contract's up. It wouldn't shock me to see him go to a half-decent club in the summer. He came from a half-decent club in Sevilla. Moreno's fine, isn't he? I think the idea of putting Milner to left back is just shoehorning him in for shoehorning him in, see.
Vibhab Kalapathy says, I would definitely rest Firmino over Salah and send Shaqiri to left wing. Shaqiri left wing's the interesting one for me.
It was something Chris noted in the Final Word show, and how with the 4-2-3-1 we saw Mane was on this left-hand side. We actually saw Shaqiri and Mane rotate for a little bit. If that's something that we're building towards, because we've kind of got it set, the Klopp loves the inverted wingers thing. There's no reason why. I wonder, it'd be interesting to see it's like whose other foot is the best. And I do suspect Mane's left foot is better than Shaqiri's right foot. He's got an absolute thunderbolt of a shot on him, Mane, hasn't he, when he really wants it. But yeah, maybe, obviously I suggested it earlier, you could do worse than putting Shaqiri out there. He's a winger, he's got great feet and great vision. I think you can play him in any of the three behind the striker and you get a tune out of him.
Legend Killer Z says, Origi needs to start. We saw them on the left wing, didn't we, in pre-season, Paul?
Yeah, we saw him and Solanke both tried out there. Blackburn, I think Blackburn, Bury, those games kind of merge into one.
Yeah.
You know, Jag teams in the northwest. Sorry, Blackburn. You know, they do have more Premier League titles than us, to be fair. No. I don't mind it. It's like last 10 minutes of a game. If you just want to get him on the pitch and get him a run out to get his fitness up, I don't mind putting him out wide. But at another point that Chris made excellently on the Final Word show, Origi shone in a 4-2-3-1 in Klopp's first season. Will we see him? I'm not sure. Will he get a good run again? I'm not sure. But I would be if you're going to play Origi, give him the best chance. And if you're going to rotate things, if you're going to play 4-2-3-1, he's a much better option as the centre forward than Sturridge. I actually would be more inclined. You could play Sturridge in the 10. I think with his skill set, because he doesn't need to run and press, he's got good vision, and we know he can shoot from distance as well. Give him, say, look, you're the linchpin of this attack, Daniel. You're the guy who provides the ammunition. Could work in that regard. But no, I would have no problem seeing Divock Origi start this game. I think he's earned that. Maybe. To be fair, he's earned a statue almost with that goal against the derby. He can do no wrong in my eyes at the moment. So yeah, I'd have him in.
A few people asking about a back three. Nah. Would you play that?
No, and here's why. It's not practiced enough. I think we're adapting to a new formation as we speak. You know, Liverpool are trying to get better at playing something slightly different. Go with the tried and tested, or continue to practice in the thing that you're trying to get better at, to automatically switch to a back. I mean, against Burnley as well, you're essentially a back three is effectively a back five with the lads we've got, and I know Moreno can push on, and I know Trent can push on. Trent hasn't really shone as a wing back in the limited times we've seen him there. Moreno looks like he's got all the attributes for it, but we've not seen enough of him there. It's too many defenders for what they're going to do. What they might go two up front, probably will go two up front. Our centre-backs should be capable of handling them. I think you're limiting what we're doing the other way by putting a third centre-back in there. One more comment, please, Tom.
Cool. This one, Carl Sanderson echoes your 4-2-2-2 comment. He says he wants to see Trent Moreno pushing up, and with Burnley's form and how they've played recently, you can't see them being a deadly attack compared to what we've faced so far. That was a hard comment to read.
That was very hard. Was it, or did you make it hard to read?
I think too many coffees, Paul, today.
So, have you seen that episode of Futurama when Fry drinks so many coffees that he basically becomes the Flash? The opposite of that for Tom. Yes. Yeah, I think the fullbacks are going to be pivotal in this one. If we haven't got Mane in particular, there's going to be a massive onus, I think, on Moreno getting up and supporting, and obviously Trent using his pace on the other side. I'm trepidatious about this a touch. I don't really know what the correct answer is, because we haven't quite seen anything that's really, truly clicked for us yet this season. I don't really want this to be a throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks kind of situation, but equally, you know, we're going to have to use our squad. We've got a good squad. It's time to prove it, and I think Klopp will put trust in a few changes here. So yeah, let me know what you think there would be. If you could bring in 3 changes to this game from the team that started against Everton, what would those 3 players be? Let us know in the comments below. If you think the mighty Reds can pick up 3 points against Burnley at Turf Moor without it being an horrendous last-minute winner, drop a like on the video. If you want more content, we've got you absolutely covered from all angles of Liverpool Football Club on the redmentv.com. There's an exclusive interview with John Barnes that's just gone up there this week. Absolutely brilliant. He talks about his experience of being in a title-winning side, when you know when it's right and when you know when it's not right, what it meant to sign for Liverpool. Look, just really good stuff, and a whole host of other amazing content there as well. There will be a final word show for this game, 60 minutes looking back at it. Stats and Tactics is going to go out later tonight from the Merseyside derby, so Chris analysing that game in depth and detail. So if you want all that stuff, or if you just want to support what we do here for free on the YouTube stuff, because subscribers make all of this possible, get over to our website, theredmentv.com, start your 3-month trial. And if you like it, keep it. It's £5 a month. It's boss. I can't recommend it enough. And I will see you over there.